फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello everyone, you're watching Cricket Next. I am Surama Kaushik. It's a double-header day. Well, Mumbai Indians are just moments away from their first win. They performed really well. It's their highest total ever without any player scoring a half century. That's something really, really well for Mumbai Indians to take away. But on the other side, Delhi Capitals, as we discussed all the problems of DC in our pre-match show, again, DC are on the same level. Well, we'll talk about DC and MI in detail, but what will Lucknow Super Giants do against Gujarat Titans? GT have full win record against LSG. They have never been defeated by LSG. Will that continue once again today or not? That's something to watch out for. But to discuss all of this in detail, I have with me Jamie Alter and Taus Rizvi. Hi, Jamie. Taus, good to see you here. Jamie, first of all, I want to know how will you assess or how many numbers will you give to Mumbai Indians team?
7 out of 10. The victory margin should be handsome, but getting to
Okay.
235, at one stage it looked like they wouldn't get to 200. But to get
Yeah.
to 235, halanke, like Tausbhai said earlier, Delhi ko harana koi badi baat nahi hai. But given how abject they were, and again, the bowling is very poor, but I'll give them 7 on 10. Right now, with 2 overs left, I'll give them 7 on 10.
Okay, 7 on 10 it is. So, Taus, what about you? I'll just quickly take the numbers and then we'll, talk in detail about both the teams. But Jamie is giving 7 out of 10 to MI. How many numbers are you giving?
Again, yeah, 7, 8 out of 10 because I mean, it's an all-round show basically. The way Mumbai batted, everybody chipped in, and especially that Tim David and the stars that Rohit Sharma got. Unfortunate that Prithvi Shaw couldn't get 100. I wish he had got. Would have made an interesting narrative, interesting story how this man came made a comeback from being an unfit cricketer. A lot of things, but then yeah, a good comeback. Loved the way they bounced back, and it has made the league interesting now. Like
Yeah.
Mumbai was, like people were saying कि यार Mumbai खत्म हो गया, but then now they have bounced back. There is some life in the tournament and when it comes to Mumbai Indians. So good. All in all, I'm happy as a Mumbaikar, as a Mumbai Indians fan, as a Rohit Sharma fan, and the whole controversy surrounding Hardik Pandya. Something to cheer about for Hardik Pandya, right?
Well, that's that. But let's talk about the start of the match, Jamie. Rohit Sharma, he gave a quick start to MI. Obviously, one shot of that half century, he would have loved to achieve that mark in today's match, especially the way he was smashing the ball across the park. But unfortunately, he got out. That was a good ball from Akshar Patel as well. But after Rohit Sharma, Jamie, there was great expectations from Surya Kumar Yadav. That didn't happen. But then Tilak Verma came in. That also didn't work out for them. But okay, I'll actually go directly to Tim David and Romeo Shepherd. I think that's where the whole match turned. Because as you mentioned earlier, that there was this one point where, you along with all other fans were not even expecting that MI will reach to 200 point and then they reached 234. How interesting this game became because of the inclusion of someone like Romeo Shepherd? Or do you think that the three changes that they did in their 11 that helped them?
Like I said, every single player on this Mumbai roster stands to play at least one match because this team is that bad right now.
Okay.
It took them 3 losses to figure out that, oh, we actually have a hard hitting all rounder. Romario Shepherd कल नहीं आए यहाँ पे खेलने, वो सारे लीग्स में ये यही करते हैं, T10 हो, wherever he plays, he
Yeah.
strikes at 200. हाँ, inconsistent है, he's not an Andre Russell, but the guy has value. It's taken them 2 matches to realize that we need to play Akash Madwal. It's taken them 4 matches to realize we need to play Rohit Shepherd. This is the problem with this team. This is why I don't think they'll move more than maximum. If they win 2-3 games, they'll get to 7. because RCB and Delhi are the other worst teams. But again, this is the same. Like, why was Piyush Chawla sent ahead of Tim David 2 games ago? Tim David, I'll underline it. If anyone on this panel, anyone watching has any doubts, this is the number one T20 globetrotter finisher. Look at his stats for Australia. They're always not out. How in the world was he sent down to number 6 or 7 and Piyush Chawla sent up? He's your blue-eyed boy. When you send him, he will get you 45 off 21, which is why hats off to Mumbai for beating the other worst team. But I think that the rot is too deep in their thinking. Like I said, Akash Madhwal was, I think this is the third show I'm saying this. He was your find-up last year. Why was he on the bench for 2 matches? Tim David is your blue-eyed boy. Why is he batting below Piyush Chawla? Romario Shepherd does this wherever he goes. It took you 4 matches to get him in. Great for them to beat this awful Delhi, but उनकी सोच ही गड़बड़ है इस मुंबई इंडियंस टीम की इस साल.
Well, Jamie, you actually pointed out the right things about Mumbai Indians, or I would prefer to say that the flaws in the MI side. Now, we also have with us Sahil Malhotra. Sahil, we were just talking about, Mumbai Indians. Obviously, it's going to be their first win of the season, but how many numbers you want to give to the Mumbai Indians team? To which Jamie and Taos both replied 7 out of 10. And then, I was just asking what's wrong with the MI. To which Jamie, I'm sure you must have heard what all Jamie mentioned, and I think that's what we discussed in our pre-match show with Taus as well. He was also saying, that there are a lot of issues in their bowling. Also, there are issues, and I think, as Jamie said, in the last match against Rajasthan Royals, Piyush Chawla came in first, then Tim David. Either you don't have that much confidence in your players, or you are trying to do some out-of-the-box things that aren't working for Mumbai Indians. But this match was against Delhi Capitals, and Taos very well said at the very start of the match that it'll be very easy, or decently easy for Mumbai Indians to defeat Delhi Capitals. But will that work in the entire tournament? The kind of performances you saw today, nobody smashed a 50. Will that even work in the coming matches?
No, it almost didn't work even today, right? Because Delhi are just 34 away from victory in 6 balls. Yes, it's very difficult, but it kind of speaks the fact that even after the start which Delhi got, they weren't really very explosive at the start. Both Prithvi Shaw and David Warner were kind of very tentative to start in the power play. Prithvi Shaw in particular, he accelerated, but start उतना नहीं था. अब सोचो अगर वो स्टार्ट हो जाता और रोमारियो शेफर्ड ने जो लास्ट ओवर में करा आर्निक नोकिया के अगेंस्ट, अगर वो ना करता तो मुंबई का इस मैच में भी गेम सेट मैच था. So I will not read too much into this victory because, as Jamie Bhai and Taus Bhai have already mentioned, the loopholes are far and plenty. There are a lot of issues. I'm not talking about the issues which we are reading on social media. I'm talking about proper cricketing issues, logical decision issues, which are kind of baffling right now. I completely concur with the delay in introduction of Akash Madhwal and the way they are kind of dealing with their batting order. Even today, if Hardik is supposed to be your finisher in the T20 World Cup, and that is what you want him to do, why is he batting at number 4 today? Clearly, he's short of fluency, short of match practice. That is showing because usse run nahi lag rahe hain. He's not able to get those wickets in. So, and Surya ko aapko abhi 1-2 game dena padega. He's coming from a very long injury layoff. Last he played in December. Rohit looked good, Ishan looked good, but I think the bigger problem is how they deal with the firepower in the batting. David, Shepherd, aapke paas do मतलब muscular power hitters, and they're just not power hitters. They're like very strong power hitters. Someone in like Andre Russell and Kieran Pollard mold. I wouldn't call them that consistent as Jamie Bhai said, but yes, they are very powerful and they can hit the ball a very long way. Now bowling is also a big concern, right? Abhi aap dekho, I don't know why Hardik is not bowling. I hope there is no injury concern right now. He hasn't bowled for 2 games on the trot now. He should be bowling there. और अगर वो ऐसा है कि मतलब that is not how captaincy is supposed to be done. Captaincy is supposed to be done by using the best bowlers at the right time. And Hardik should have bowled at least a couple in the power play even today. And we didn't see that yesterday. चलो last match के अंदर आपके पास total इतना defend करने के लिए नहीं था. But आज there is no reason why he shouldn't have come out to bowl. And this is like Mumbai should thank the stars that they won this game because they've just picked up a wicket. So they should be thanking deserve to win today the way they played.
Absolutely. Jamie has something to say. Jamie, please go ahead.
On current form, what do we say? Hardik Pandya goes to the World Cup when his batting is clearly very, very underwhelming and he's not bowling for 2 matches. If the World Cup were starting next week, does Hardik Pandya go to the World Cup?
I don't think so. I don't think he's not looking confident, man. Not convincing. Because also you have other guys like Shivam Dube coming out there. At least if not all rounder, maybe you'll have to go with 4, 5 bowlers, and then we have enough two spinners, 3 fast bowlers, or maybe you might have to miss an all rounder. You'll have to go minus an all rounder like Hardik Pandya. Even if he's not bowling, what's the use? See, he's kind of a bowler. We were looking at Hardik Pandya, the all-rounder, somebody not just a finisher, but the all-rounder who could chip in
Yeah.
with 2 overs at least. If
Yeah.
that's not happening, there will be a question mark, serious question mark. Then we'll have to go ahead with Shivam Dube, someone like a Shivam Dube. So you have to make a bold choice. I mean, Hardik Pandya, if he's doing something like this, continuing with it, I'm not convinced.
So, Taus, there are two, three things about Hardik Pandya. One, the question that Sahil raised, and one of our viewers also raised, that why Hardik Pandya didn't bowl today. That's one concern, because you really need a good all rounder, and you aren't seeing Hardik Pandya in the IPL as as a bowler. That's a very big concern. Now, I was just looking at the numbers, and I'll try to quickly come up with the numbers in his first 2 matches of this IPL as well. But in the last 2 matches, including today he scored 39 of 33. In the last match against Rajasthan Royals, he scored 34 of 21. Now, that's very, very concerning in a T20 game. On the other side, you see what Shivam Dube is doing. He's consistently performing. Although CSK is not on the winning side in the last 2 matches, but if you pick those 2 matches also, you will find Shivam Dube's numbers to be really very consistent. But then, Jamie, I have a question there. We haven't seen Shivam Dube bowl. If there was any idea of a choice between Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya, then this message should have been clear to Chennai Super Kings also, that you bring in Shivam Dube as a bowler as well. So I want to know, when you have someone like Shivam Dube who's batting really well, why not bring him in as a bowler as well and prepare him for the T20 World Cup?
No, that's a franchise call. Franchises are, they call the shots, not the BCCI. Yes, you hear the odd murmur of the BCCI saying, "Oh, we've told them to manage workload." That's entirely the franchise's prerogative. Franchises doesn't have to supply you with the team. The players do that themselves. It's a very, very different situation between international cricket and franchise cricket. Now, Shivam Dube has not bowled in the IPL for 2 years, but he still gets to bowl in 4 or 5 matches of the 6 that he played. So even if he's going to go there, he probably won't bowl. But even so, if he's required for 2 overs, he will bowl. The thing is, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, when we were talking about Shivam Dube's chances, that time no one could predict that Hardik Pandya was going to come back and bat at a strike rate of 118, and one day bat at 8, then 6, and then 4. It just goes back to the roles. Are the roles defined for Hardik Pandya, right? It's like Sanju Samson. Sanju Samson can score 600s for RR in this World Cup. But batting at number 3, that role goes to Virat Kohli. The odd thing about Hardik Pandya, yes, he's not bowling. Yes, he's shuffling his batting. But the odd thing is, he doesn't look to be in a very good space. Mumbai Indians will win this match, but I think the problems lie much, much deeper than what we're thinking. Like I said, why I asked the question was, Hardik Pandya will go to the World Cup because he was your captain for pretty much 5, 6, 7 series. That achanak aapko yaad aaya, oh, Rohit Sharma hai. But the point is, I think we've all at some point in the last, since he's been injured in what is it, mid-October or end of October, we've all said, if he's not bowling, then does he A, qualify as an all-rounder, and B, if he's not bowling, does he go to the T20 World Cup? So I think had Shivam Dube not been as brilliant as he has been in 3 or 4 matches, the debate wouldn't come. Why I'm saying now is, you have a guy who's going to be facing a lot of spin in this IPL, and if he goes to the World Cup, he'll be facing a lot of spin there. So right now, you need someone who can come out and tonk the ball, and Hardik Pandya is not doing that. So I'm not even calling Shivam Dube an all-rounder when it comes to playing for India. I'm calling him a devastating 6-hitter of spinners, which right now the Indian team needs that. And right now, Hardik Pandya used to be doing that, but right now he's not doing that. So I have apprehensions about how good he can come back. Um,
Mm.
May 1st is the deadline, so he's got 3 matches to suddenly become an all rounder again. I just don't know whether he can right now.
Well, that's the thing. And, right now, Hardik Pandya must be a very happy captain because it's MI's first win of the season. But the questions that Jamie raised are some serious questions before T20 World Cup or perhaps before May 1, because that's the day when, Team India will have to list out their T20 World Cup squad. Okay, all said and done, at the end of the day, at the end of the first match of our double header day, we are with the result that MI had defeated Delhi Capitals by 29 runs. And I already mentioned that Mumbai Indian side must be very happy. But can we go and reach the top four by playing this way, by having such kind of plans? Well, nobody knows. We really don't think so that that can happen, especially when RR, KKR, they're just going stronger and stronger with each passing day in this IPL. Now, let's move to our coming match. That's Gujarat Titans versus Lucknow Super Giants. And Gujarat Titans have a great, great record against LSG. They have never been defeated by LSG in the IPL so far. Will that be a case in today's match as well, Taus? Lucknow Super Giants have won the toss and they've opted to bat first. With all this info, what do you think?
But my all focus is on Mayank Yadav. What is he going to do in the third match? The way he's come out, the way he's bowled, he's the next big thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this year. See, when it comes to Gujarat Titans, they've been dominating it. I don't know if it's going to be the same story, but it looks like to be because of Mayank Yadav once again. I mean, he's got to be one factor between the two teams. And if they're playing at home,
Hmm.
so Shubman Gill in form, you have somebody like who's the other guys? Can you, if you come out with the lineup, because I'm
Yeah, yeah.
out right now.
Yeah. We have a lineup in front of us, the playing 11 of Gujarat Titan side. Today,
I mean,
it's BR Sharath in the team for now.
so see, I still have concerns about their batting here. Only Gill looks good so far, but what will you do with Vijay Shankar, who's batting up there in the number 4, number 3? Sai Sudarshan looks good, but he hasn't, set the stage on fire. So I'm waiting for that thing to come. Rahul Tripathi again, you are completely dependent on like the firepower, like the finishing stuff, or completely on Rahul Tripathi or a Rashid Khan. So these two
Yeah.
factors. I mean, we are not convincing like a Tim David or maybe Tristan Stubbs or maybe who is there in the Mumbai Indians who's got Romario Shepherd. So
Yeah.
factor is lacking in Gujarat Titans, but they have continued. Maybe because it was they had Hardik Pandya in the middle order, which might have made a huge difference to them, which helped them defeat Lucknow in 4 back-to-back games. So this match, I would say it's the Lucknow who is going to be the favorite because also they are playing at home. It's going to be the wicket is going to be a bit slower. Rashid Khan would have certain advantage, but still, I would say Lucknow will be the favorites overall.
Okay. So, as we know that Lucknow Super Giants have opted to bat first, Sahil. In the last match, we saw how Shubman Gill gave the last over to Darshan Nalkande, and that was his first over in that match. Given how he performed, obviously there weren't enough runs to defend just 7 of the last over, but he bowled really well. Given those many balls, 4-5 balls that he bowled in that match, do you think that should he get more chances to bowl in today's match?
Obviously, of course, he should because they clearly missed a trick in the last game. They just couldn't rotate their bowlers well. The game was well within their reach before we saw what happened in the last 3-4 overs. Otherwise, until then, I think they had a good grip on the game, but they clearly missed some death bowling options because you just can't go with Umesh, at the death with the ball because he
Yeah.
clearly lacks the control which is required during that period of the game. So Spencer Johnson coming in for Omarjai is a good inclusion because he'll give you some
Yeah.
pace to deal with in the death over. So he's a good inclusion, and he played a couple of games but was dropped after that. So I hope he makes his mark. And Nalkande is good. Yeah, Nalkande has good head above his shoulders. I think वो उसने last match में भी दिखाया, एक ही over डालने आया था. But the way he kind of bowled those bouncers, that was very brave of him. And our producer has flashed that there are just 3 foreigners in the 11. Yes, because Kane Williamson will be the impact substitute when it's GT's turn to bat. And I am getting that feeling that he could well open the innings today with Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he could open the innings because BR Sharath, I'm not really sure where he bats in the domestic, but I think Kane Williamson could well uh, come and open the innings with Shubman Gill.
Hmm. Also, we saw Kane Williamson in just one match, the last match. So most likely, Kane Williamson will be here, as there are just three overseas players in this 11. Now, Jamie, what are the pluses of this team and the minuses? See, so with Rashid, Noor, Umesh, Spencer Johnson, Darshan, Mohit, it looks like a really, really good bowling lineup. But what Sahil mentioned, I completely agree with that. They missed the trick in the last match. What can they do differently this time around? As Sahil mentioned that, in the last match they could have tried Darshan Nalkande. So apart from those things, what different GT can try in this match, given this match is in Lucknow?
Look, I always nitpick. I found it shocking that Shubman Gill only faced 48 balls out of 120 and batted 20 over and got 89 not out. That to my mind is unacceptable.
Okay.
You cannot be facing 48. Yes, the bowling is strong. I'm not even going to go there. That speaks for itself. You're
Mm-hmm.
basically a one batsman team, right? How are
Hmm.
you letting your golden boy face 40? That is terrible match awareness from the other batsmen as well as Shubman Gill. 48 out of 120 balls, 20 overs batting, and your team doesn't get to 200, and then you lose the match. Big, big, big minus for me right there. Shubman Gill has to. I'm not saying he's at fault because like Virat Kohli, he scores runs, others don't do it. But it is you cannot be opening an innings and bat 20 bloody overs and only get 89 not out. No one should be surprised that that match ended on the wrong end for Gujarat.
Hmm.
Shubman
Hmm.
Gill, if he bats 20 overs, he better have 150 to his name. And I'm sorry for being harsh, but he's the only batsman you have.
Hmm. Okay, that was Jamie mentioned Shubman Gill, and he clearly mentioned how Shubman needs to bat. In the last match, he was the highest run scorer for the GT side, and they had put up 199 runs on board, but weren't enough for the team. So that was, what do you think? What can be done differently this time?
Well, what can be done? Nothing, nothing. I mean, Shubman Gill. See, there was, yeah, he was struggling. He was not struggling. 89. He got a beautiful 89. So he's got a good partner in Saha. If he's playing, he's not playing today, right? So
No, he's
simple
not.
है यार जाके no so simple है जाके game का see it's Lucknow wicket is going to be difficult. So you just have to go there, stay there, get some runs in the bag, play your natural game. That's it. Because you'll have if Kevin Williamson is batting with you, so you will have a lot of education, some lessons from him. Also, you can ask him to take the role of the how the anchors do. Basically, you can just go on because आपको जब टीम इंडिया में रोल रहेगा T20 जब आप वर्ल्ड कप खेलने जाएंगे तो you have to be the aggressor. बिकॉज वहां पर एक ही बंदा जो रोल प्ले करेगा वो है विराट कोहली, क्योंकि उससे हम और कुछ ज्यादा एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, तो वही बंदा वो रोल प्ले करेगा. यहाँ पर शुभमन विल हैव टू टेक द फ्रंट सीट right now because he's the captain. Also, you don't have other batsmen who should contribute the way he contributing. So that whole responsibility also it gives a lot of pressure on him, puts a lot of pressure on him. So Shubman has a key role over here. Kane Williamson is there. You have the other guys, some who'll have to put come up to the occasion when it is required. So
Hmm.
big start, crucial start is needed from these two guys. Shubman plays the lead role. Start from the word go. Baki, it's still not a bad wicket to bat on. It's still a good wicket. Just go
Hmm.
out there and enjoy. That's it, yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Taos, for joining with us in this live. We'll see you post match. Okay, so Sahil, we're just talking about Gujarat Titans, and that reminds me that let's also talk about Lucknow Super Giants. They have come up with some really good performances, especially from Quinton de Kock and Nicholas Purran. So we'll have the playing 11 of Lucknow Super Giants on our screen. But one big concern for me, even now, Sahil, is KL Rahul. Now, there are two concerns. One is batting, other one is his fitness. Do you have any idea what's going around him? First match, we got to know Quinton de Kock's comment. Half an hour later, he came out with those wicket-keeping gloves. In the next match after that, Nicholas Purran led the team. In the third match, again, KL Rahul came as a wicket-keeper batter. again in the same fashion, he's coming out to keep wickets and bat. What's happening? I mean, like on both the fronts, batting and as well as his fitness.
No, batting, I think we shouldn't be really worried right now because one thing is so clear, he's not going to the World Cup now that he's opening the innings for LSG. तो अब तो वो contender भी नहीं है, तो एक tension खत्म हो गया. And we read a lot of stuff regarding him batting in the middle order. I was very worried. मेरे को तो था कि ये तो अब बंटा ढार पूरा कर देगा. But as far as his fitness and wicket keeping is concerned, I think what happened after that first game was probably a niggle or something. And this injury, more than it affecting his body, is it is clearly affecting his mind. क्योंकि हल्का सा भी इसको कुछ होता है ना, he becomes very defensive in how he reacts towards a proper niggle or a stretch. क्योंकि the way he was injured last year, I think this injury is now playing with his head. क्योंकि जिस तरीके से ये टेस्ट सीरीज के अंदर भी I heard and I came to know that he was nearing fitness, but he wasn't really sure. He wasn't really confident to come back to cricket and to come back to 5-day cricket at during the Indian Test series. So कहीं ना कहीं mind पे play up हो रहा है. मतलब physically मैं नहीं कहूँगा कि इतना कोई concern है अभी body wise, but it's playing on his head. हल्का सा भी अगर cramp आता है ना, so he keeps thinking about that injury and all those things. That's what I could make out. And it has got nothing to do from what I can kind of check with someone, but from my looking at things and how he's kind of being very sensitive towards that injury and the way he deals with it, I think it's playing on his head because it was a freak injury last time around and then it kept him out of cricket for a very long time. He played the World Cup, he played the South Africa Test Series, kept wickets there, then missed the England Test Series, was in danger of missing some part of the IPL early on, but he's back fit now, and I think it's just the case of him kind of being a little overcautious about how he deals with that injury. That's it. That's how I look at it.
Okay. The other issue with the Lucknow Super Giants is there another young batter, and that's Devdutt Padikkal. Jamie, Devdutt Padikkal is also not among the runs, and that's also a big issue because in this time and age where we are seeing all the young guns firing in the IPL, Devdutt Padikkal is not.
Yeah, again, I think the only season he's ever clicked was when he opened in his first IPL season. You've got an opener and you're having him. Rajasthan Royals made this mistake. Again, it can be argued when one of your openers is Joss Butler and then your number 3 is your captain, Samson. कहाँ आप खेलोगे? आपको 4 पे तो आना पड़ेगा. But same case here, KL Rahul and Quinton de Kock. I mean, very, very tough. Then you have Kyle Myers behind. So it's tough for him to bat. But I just think he's one of those players, if he's not opening, does he fit into your best 11? I don't think so.
Even I don't think so, Jamie, because, so far in this IPL, we have seen good performances from Quinton de Kock, Nicholas Purran, Marcus Stoinis again. I think I can't be more harsh than this in saying that whenever you expect good performances from Marcus Stoinis or whenever you want him to play, he never does. And that's been a constant case with Marcus Stoinis. But that's one player. Chale to chale, और अगर चलेंगे तो फिर ऐसा चलेंगे कि कोई रोक नहीं सकता है, and perhaps इसी वजह से उन्हें 11 में रखा जाता है. But with Devdutt Padikkal, I think just a couple of more matches and LSG might think of bringing in some other player. But all said and done, Sahil, I want to know a bit about Mayank Yadav, what Mayank Yadav will get from this surface in Lucknow. In the last 2 matches, we saw what he did. He's been clocking 150 plus in each and every match, and that too very consistently. And because of that, he also got the Player of the Match awards in both the matches that he played. Now, on this surface in Lucknow, what can he get and how lethal he can turn into?
More than what's happening off the surface, I'll be just focusing on the speed gun. That's it. I just want to see how consistently and for how long he can continue doing what he has done. Because see, the entire world is getting excited. I also got excited. I also did a detailed feature on him. But with our experience with the fast bowlers in the recent past, and not recent past, I would say the last 10 years, the way, Munaf Patel, when he played his first game for both President 11, वो 150 फेंकते थे यार. And he ended up as a bowler who bowled more cutters than seam deliveries as his top delivery. So I don't really want to get too excited, but with him, I think the added bit is that he's very accurate which is not the case with most express fast bowlers who have played the game. I think probably Brett Lee was, right up there when it comes to accuracy and movement and penetration. Similarly with Dale Steyn. Dale Steyn wasn't that quick, but still he was quick enough to trouble batters with the movement he generated. So with Mayank Yadav, I think that's a big plus point, and the action is all in all very clean. The only thing which I mentioned in my piece, which Dr. Atul Ghai was the hyperextension of the elbow. So that is something, if it's remained in the green, action is called out, action-wise कोई problem नहीं. Then कुछ ने मेरे को बताया था कि उसको fall on the left dot. That is why that injury अभी on his head. बहुत left की तरफ. अभी भी गिर रहा है, but मोटा alignment better किया है. So more than what he does, what the wicket does, I think I'll just keep focusing on the speed gun. If he puts on another performance where he's consistently bowling 150, 155, बिल ले जाओ भाई, फिर तो पेपर वर्क शुरू करा दो इसका. अगर ये गेम भी 150 फेंक रहा है, पेपर वर्क करा दो, खिलाओ या ना खिलाओ, नेट बॉलर लेके जाओ, वो आपका डिसीजन है, बट पेपर वर्क करा दो.
Okay, so I was actually, thinking of ending our live with, let's see what Umesh and Spencer Johnson will do. And Umesh has already done the job, actually started the job to, begin with.
I think that you are right, Suramya. He has done the job. That's his job. सर्कल में बॉल डालो, विकेट लो, पीछे मत करो. KKR वाला टेम्पलेट यूज करो जो KKR ने किया था with Umesh. Bowl him 3 overs in the power play. That's the best you can get out of him.
Absolutely. And Quinton de Kock, the gun player who scored 2 half centuries in the last 2 matches, is now walking back to the pavilion. Well, that's that from our live session. And as Sahil mentioned, let's see what Mayank Yadav will do in today's match. And I remember, after the last match, Brett Lee and Dale Steyn both were in awe of Mayank. They had posted their tweets on the X platform. And we're just very excited to see Mayank Yadav at least in this match. It's going to be an interesting affair. Well, thank you so much, Sahil and Jamie, for joining with me, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us in this live.
Fastest cricket score updates या सबसे detailed stats
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या healthy debates
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.